our sport mode. We're going to use the paddle shifters and let's hit it. Shift. Nice Porsche. Shift. Oh boy, that's slow. Well, good day everybody, and today I am driving a 2021 Honda HR-V in the EX trim, and like all cars, I've spent several days in this now, and well, got some interesting things to say about it. I think I could spend this whole video complaining about this anemic 4-cylinder 1.8, but you already know that if you've researched this car at all. It's underpowered, but does that make it a bad package overall? And I would say no. Now, Honda does have a 2022 that's coming out that's going to replace this generation, and really, to sum it all up, if they just drop a new engine in here and keep everything else the same, I would be a big fan. So that's all you got to do, Honda. Don't mess up all the good things while you hopefully fix one of the weak ones. Okay, so Honda has been quietly selling this very first generation HR-V since like 2016, and they've actually moved a fairly good amount of these over those years. This car's always been that car, like you go in to buy the CR-V, but maybe your finances can't handle it, so the dealer always has this HR-V that runs a little bit cheaper. So let's give her a start up here. If you think about something like the Hyundai Kona, that's a little smaller. Even the CX30 is a little bit smaller. The new Seltos, that just, not the Seltos, yeah, the Kia Seltos is actually probably right around this side. Of course, you got the Nissan products with the kicks and things like that, but this has always been a really good sized vehicle. It's just always been handicapped with that engine, and Honda has got away with it for the entire history of this car. But just this interior itself, just looking around this car, you know, you step in this car and you feel it does feel very premium. It feels very Honda like. Everything just fits and finishes just very, very well. I don't have everything in this interior I could live with, even though I would complain about it. So hopefully for the 2022, this HVAC area, again, this is the EX. It comes with the auto climate, and it just has this touch that I just abhor. It's already covered in dust. When you're driving along, there's no tactile feedback. I don't know why companies are doing this, but just stop it. Just stop it. But I could live with it. I could live with it. Comes with a pretty small, I think 7-inch infotainment screen. Once again, it's fine. It works perfectly well. You got the Apple CarPlay, all that good stuff. It's the typical Honda things there. So everything you touch in here feels good. You got this really, I don't know if you can see it, this really weird opening down here where you're gonna have to kind of fish to your 2 USBs down there, which is nice. And then you hook up your phone. Well, hook up your phone, and then I don't know where you put your phone after that, but there's nowhere here. You got these Swiss Army knife of a cup holder situation. Honda kind of went all German on us here with this overly complicated cup holder. And then another little nit is that there's just no storage in this armrest. But you know, I could live with all this. I love the seat fabric. Wow, look at the dust. I love the seat fabric in here. Everything is soft. It feels really, really good. You get basic gauges, no complaints there. But yeah, hopefully in the the next gen that's coming out, they'll do something with this center console area. But you grab your shifter, feels really, really solid. They have the nice brake hold feature, which works really, really well too. So I like the air vents. This does not have air vents in the back, which, you know, that's a kind of a complaint, but you got so many up front here. You can just kind of aim these two towards the back passenger, even this one. And over my week of driving this car, this HVAC system cools this car really, really well and really, really fast. Great steering wheel. It is just kind of a hard plastic, but it's got enough give in it to feel pretty good. So let's take a look on the outside. Again, one of the reasons this car has been a pretty good seller for Honda is it actually looks really, really good. And this is kind of in a boring modern steel gray something, whatever, but it's, you know, this has always been a really, really classic shape for this car, and I think that's why it doesn't look funky. It looks modern, it looks clean. So I do like the look of this. You do have, you know, again, one of the hallmarks of this car was just the amount of space you get in this back seat. Really, really comfortable back here, and just plenty of headroom. And again, in this class of vehicle, it's hit or miss whether you get good space back here, but just everything looks really, really good in its interior, and I really like it. So let's get to this car's party tricks. Awesome amount of storage back here behind the seat. Again, you just don't know what you're going to get in this class. Like if you like a CX30 or something, this is kind of along the lines of the Seltos again. But here we get into some of the party tricks that this car does really, really good, and that's this cargo area. You put those seats down and you get a really, really nice flat area, which not all of them give you. And the last really cool party trick here, which is unique in this segment, is, and it's so easy. You just grab the seat, pull it up, push that down, it's locked. You can do this one from this side, it's so light, and voila, you have a completely new storage area. And what's really, really cool about this, I think you can get a bike in here. This is kind of a carryover from the Fit and the old Honda Element, so really, really cool. And if you're a dog owner, I think this would be a really, really good spot. I'm not sure, you'd have to kind of fill in the low area with some padding. But your dog could really have a nice space back here, and it has a low entry. You just pull these back up, bingo, right down. And I really, really like that. Again, no air vents back here. You do have a 12 volt, and you do have that cup holder. So utility of this car is really its best feature. But we do have to look at its Achilles heel, and that is this 1.8 liter, you know, nothing special, no direct injection. I don't even think it has any kind of variable valve timing on it. This is like 141 horsepower, which is okay. The real problem is the torque numbers, and I don't think it's like 100, and it really doesn't matter because it's insignificant. There's insignificant torque here, and that's this engine's problem. But on the other hand, this engine, this is one of these engines that'll probably outlast the body of the car. I don't like this. I have to honestly say, I've caught my fingers in here. As you open this, sometimes you have a tendency to have these fingers in there, but that's probably just me. And we always have to check out the passenger side seat in this EX trim. If you go up to the EXL, you get leather, but no height adjustment over here. But overall, this is a good spot for the passenger. Very spacious, very comfortable. I'm sitting up high enough. I'd like to sit up a little higher, but no complaints there. Okay, so let's take this for a drive. All right. So this is paired with a CVT, as we all probably know, and there's nothing wrong with the CVT. You know, a lot of folks will say, oh, it has simulated shift points, and it's like, no, it doesn't. It doesn't have any simulated shift points. It does have a sport mode where it does a little bit more shift points for you, but it's generally a fairly droney CVT. Now the engine, a lot of folks will say it's harsh. I don't think it's harsh. I think it's a rather smooth, high revving engine. It just gets really loud in here when it is revving away. I should mention we got the binaurals going today, so hopefully when we get out on the highway, we can hear the highway noise, and we'll crank up that stereo in the highway section. So let's just get over the basics here. So, and this is where this car's a little bit of a heartbreaker for me, because the handling, the steering, and the brakes are really, really good. You know you're driving a Honda based on the steering here, and the brakes are really, really good. Confidence, and the handling, it's not a lot of body roll, and this car is let down by its engine. This is supposed to average about 28 mpgs overall with the all-wheel drive, and I've been driving it in kind of mixed conditions, and I've been in the low 20s generally, but I have no reason to think if I got it out on the highway for many, many miles, it would do, low 30s, but not much more. But overall, the way I've been driving it, it's been pretty much the low 20s. But yeah, this going downhill here where the engine doesn't have to do anything, this is pretty fun. I don't have any complaints over the steering. Look at this. Yeah. And you just confidently get on the brakes. Car is really, really comfortable. The seats are pretty comfortable. And why don't we just go ahead and hit that highway segment now? All right, let's do some merging. Okay. Alright, so getting it up to speed here. There is 70. You got a pretty decent adaptive cruise control here, and you got a decent sort of lane keep assist. If you activate it, it's nothing like that on like the Accord. It's not really an autopilot or anything like that. But the adaptive cruise control is fine. Interior noise is, I feel like I'm talking loud because I feel I'm in a Honda. I measured about 71 or 72 decibels. It feels loud in here, louder than some other cars we've had recently, like the Escape and the Kia Soul out on these same roads. And the car cruises fine. Any type of grade, uphill grade, the CVT and the engine are going to struggle. So trying to maintain 80 miles per hour, 70 miles per hour up any type of tight grade is, it's an issue for this engine. So, but the seats are comfortable. Again, just getting back to the ride quality in this thing, it's a little harsh. I'm gonna, it's not good. It just kind of crashes over bumps. But again, it's stable. Not a lot of wind noise. These Michelin tires they put on here, really nice tires. They're pretty quiet. It just kind of has a little bit of a tin canny kind of feel. I could travel in this all day. The seat comfort's fine out here on the highway. But the real issue is just the engine droning as you kind of come up some of these grades. So, oh yeah. Passing. See what we can do here. I'm flooring it. Downhill, so alright, getting 85 miles per hour now, so do have the binaurals going, so should be fairly realistic. Yeah, the stereo's not bad. It's a little on the muddy side, but it's got a nice rich quality. Muddy systems tend to have a little richer quality, and plenty of volume in here. So I've been enjoying the music this week on this system, so pretty good. All right, so again, the highway's fine. I think you're gonna get a decent fuel economy out here. It's just if you gotta climb mountains or anything other than flat, it's where this engine is gonna get you. So let's go back to the mountains. The other thing about this car is it's solid as you drive it around. There's no creaks, there's no rattles. Again, it's just that Honda quality that you would expect from Honda is definitely here in this car. Let's turn around right here. And real quick, if you do put this in reverse, you got a decent backup camera. Resolution's not good, but you do have steerable guidelines, so that's pretty nice. Okay, so we're gonna keep it in sport, and we're gonna do some manual shifting. Second gear, you can do it, little guy. Third gear. Yeah, this isn't any fun at all, by the way. In case you're thinking I'm having fun, I'm not. Alright, so let's go ahead and wrap this up. In summary, I do like this car. I personally can't get over the lack of grunt from the engine. The engine's trying hard. The CVT's trying hard. If you value reliability and just excellent use of space and a good feature set, then yeah, this is the car that you should check out. If you need a all-wheel drive car, this has a pretty decent all-wheel drive system. It's actually an always on system. It actually doesn't wait for slip, so that's pretty cool. But if you really need a good all-wheel drive vehicle, I would recommend the Subaru Crosstrek. It's going to be a little bit smaller, but it's going to be a little bit quicker, and it's going to ride a little bit better. It's not going to have as much space, and it's not going to handle as well, but it will be quicker and a little bit more fuel efficient. The other one is the Kia Seltos. I think that's a very, very nice car with that engine, or even the turbo, but I would stick with the 2-liter. So I'm really hoping that Honda comes out with something really, really good, and they only really address that engine, because the rest of the car is just really, really good. So leave your questions and comments below, as we just love to talk about cars. And if you own one of these HR-Vs and you want to tell us your experience, or you're thinking about getting one of these on the used market or even new, and have any questions about our experience this week in it, please comment below. So again, thanks for watching, and have a great day, morning, or evening wherever you are.